Okay, so let's unpack this. Pete Davidson and Madelyn Cline, they've split up,
Yep.
and the reaction online, especially on X, it just exploded immediately. All these theories, the messiness people are seeing.
It's really something, isn't it, how fast these like personal celebrity moments become this huge public thing when
Totally.
social media just pours gasoline on it, you know?
Yeah.
Instant speculation everywhere.
Absolutely. So for this deep dive, that's what we're looking at. The Pete Davidson-Madelyn Cline breakup.
Right.
We've been digging through, well, everything. From the raw takes on X to what the outlets like People, TMZ, Page 6, Us Weekly are reporting, trying to piece together the timeline, figure out the different sides of the story, and just understand why this split grabs so much attention.
Yeah, our goal here is really to get past just the headlines, you know? Understand the key moments, maybe the dynamics underneath it all.
Okay, so rewind a bit. How did they even get together in the first place?
Well, the sources suggest it started around September 2023. That was right after Pete's split from Chase Suey Wonders. They apparently met through mutual friends.
Gotcha. And the vibe early on was pretty positive, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. People, I remember, had that quote about them being super into each other.
Yeah.
They were spotted out, you know, dinners in New York, Pete's comedy gigs. Looked like a pretty easygoing but real connection.
Now, Madelyn Cline,
Mm.
for anyone maybe not following Outer Banks super closely,
Mm.
she's a big deal right now.
Oh, absolutely. She's 27, star of a massive Netflix hit.
Yeah.
And this relationship started right when Outer Banks Season 3 was huge. So yeah, she was definitely already in the spotlight.
And Pete. Well, Pete's Pete. He
Mm.
brings his own, let's say, significant relationship history to the table.
For sure. He's 31, and you can't really talk about his relationships without thinking about, you know, Ariana Grande, Kim Kardashian. It's just part of the package and definitely shapes how people see things.
So they get together late 2023. Things seem good.
Mhm.
What were the signs it was getting? Like, more serious?
Well, at first they kept it pretty chill. Not a lot of, like, major PDA or anything.
Okay.
But then by mid-2024, reports started coming out that they'd actually moved in together in Brooklyn.
Oh, wow. Okay, that is a big step.
Definitely signals things were getting pretty serious.
So if they moved in together, what were the first clues that maybe things weren't working out perfectly?
The first kind of whispers started around March this year, 2025.
Right.
People noticed Pete wasn't at some of Madelyn's premiere events, which felt a bit odd. And then she went to Coachella by herself. That got people talking. Speculation started building then.
Yeah, those absences can be telling. And then the official news broke.
Yep. Us Weekly got the confirmation first, reported they'd split.
And boom, like we said, X just lit up.
Instantly, yeah.
Okay, so let's get into the why. What's the story from Madelyn's side, according to the reports?
So sources talking to TMZ, close to Madelyn, they're pointing towards Pete's lifestyle being too chaotic.
Chaotic, okay.
Yeah, meaning like the late night comedy schedule, maybe his mental health struggles, which he's been open about.
Right.
Apparently, it just didn't mesh well with her vibe, which was described as more chill, career-focused.
That makes sense, that kind of lifestyle clash.
Mm-hmm.
Especially under the spotlight.
Yeah, and chaotic could mean a lot.
Yeah.
Busy schedule, unpredictability maybe, different priorities for work-life balance, that can definitely cause friction.
For sure. Any other sort of corroborating details on that?
Well, there was that quote floating around X, supposedly from a friend of hers, around April 25th.
What did it say?
Something like, Mads needed stability, not another roller coaster.
Oof, okay.
Which naturally fueled all the speculation that maybe she wants something more settled. And, you know, people immediately started saying she should get back with Chase Stokes, her Outer Banks ex.
Oh, the shippers were out in full force, I bet.
Instantly. It
Yeah.
shows how invested people get, projecting their own ideas onto them.
It really does. Okay, flip side. What's the word from Pete's camp?
Page 6 had sources saying he's pretty bummed about it.
Yeah.
Apparently he thought Madelyn might be the one. The narrative there is more that his schedule, the whole party-heavy thing.
Vegas shows, weed, after parties, that kind of stuff.
Exactly. That's what pushed her away. I mean, that nightlife image is definitely part of his brand.
It is. Has he, like, hinted at anything publicly himself?
Just some social media stuff, apparently. People pointed out some moody IG stories.
Ah, the classic cryptic post.
Pretty much. Including, like, a song lyric about losing someone special. You know, subtle hints.
Right, not exactly a press release, but a nod. And what are the fans predicting for Pete now? Romantically speaking.
Oh, the speculation machine is already churning on X. Lots of predictions that he'll be linked to another A-lister any day now.
It's almost expected at this point, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like a running bet.
It really feels like that sometimes.
So what about the regular folks, the observers? Is there a clear Team Madelyn versus Team Pete divide?
Oh, absolutely. It's super polarized online. You've got the Team Madelyn people saying, she deserves better, good for her.
Right.
And then Team Pete jumps in, defending him, saying, hey, she knew who he was when she got into it.
Wow, yeah, the battle lines are drawn pretty quickly.
They really are. And just to add more fuel to the fire, there was this unverified rumor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. On X, around April 27th, someone claimed they saw Pete out with a mystery blonde at some club.
Okay, unverified being the key word there.
Absolutely crucial. Just a rumor, zero confirmation from anywhere credible. But it's out there now.
Always happens.
Uh-huh.
What about, like, industry talk? Anyone suggesting this could be, I don't know, timed for Outer Banks publicity? Season of 4 just came out, right?
That thought definitely crossed some minds. It always does with celebrity splits near big releases.
Yeah.
But honestly, the general feeling seems to be it's probably real. The reasons being reported from both sides feel plausible, I guess, not like a purely manufactured thing.
Okay, so let's dig into those public reactions more. You said X was fucking unhinged. Tell me more.
Huh. Yeah, it's just the volume and the intensity, nonstop opinions, memes, wild theories, jokes, zero filter, basically. Chaos.
So what are Madelyn's fans saying, specifically? What's the vibe there?
Mostly really supportive, lots of yes, queen, ditch 'em kind of comments.
Right.
And a huge chorus of people saying, run back to Chase. Seriously, there's this one post saying that went totally viral.
Poor Chase Stokes must be getting tagged constantly.
Probably. It's interesting psychologically why people jump onto these teams so fast, isn't it?
It really is. It's like we need a narrative, heroes and villains, even in someone else's breakup. Social media just amplifies that like crazy.
Exactly. Echo chambers form instantly.
So what about Pete's fans? How are they pushing back?
They're definitely more on the defensive. You see them sharing clips of him, looking sweet in interviews or whatever.
Trying to counter the narrative.
Yeah, basically arguing he's just misunderstood, trying to paint a more sympathetic picture.
And TikTok. That's got to be a whole other level.
Oh, yeah. Memes galore. There are trends like videos showing Madelyn literally surfing away from Pete.
Oh, my God.
Symbolizing her escape, I guess. And others making jokes about him, often bringing up the whole BDE tattoo thing.
Right, the BDE thing. For anyone listening who missed that, internet slang, big dick energy.
Yeah, it's kind of stuck to him.
It really has. It's become shorthand in the jokes.
The internet never forgets and always finds the meme angle. Any other big social media moments worth noting?
Yeah, there was one really big X post, April 26th, got like 25,000 likes.
No. What was it?
Just someone predicting Pete's next move will be a Netflix stand-up special all about the breakup.
Honestly, plausible. He does use his life in his comedy.
Very plausible.
Yeah.
You can almost see the promo now, can't you?
Totally. So, overall then, is there any consensus? Or is it just pure division?
Mostly division, I'd say.
Yeah.
You've got people who are genuinely invested, feeling sorry for one or the other.
Right.
Then you've got the cynics thinking it's all for clout or publicity. The usual suspects.
Yeah, but the general vibe is just messy, divided loyalties, plus a ton of people just watching the drama unfold.
Okay, so as we kind of wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
What are the main threads here? What's the big picture takeaway?
Well, it really looks like two clashing stories, doesn't it? Pete seems to be painted as someone who, falls hard, falls fast maybe,
Uh-huh.
but his lifestyle, his personal stuff, it creates instability. That seems to be the narrative.
And Madelyn.
Madelyn comes across as prioritizing her career, wanting stability, something more predictable maybe?
Yeah.
So even though they might have seemed interesting together, maybe even compatible on some levels initially, it feels like this fundamental differences just couldn't hold.
Makes sense. And looking forward, what are the sources saying about what happens next?
Well, Us Weekly did say the split was amicable.
Right, the official line.
The official line.
Yeah.
But like we've discussed, X is already writing the next chapter, especially for Pete. People are already placing bets on who he dates next. It's quite something.
It really feels like we've seen this movie before with Pete, doesn't it? That pattern.
There's definitely that feeling, yeah. The sort of love fast, crash hard, maybe followed by public processing. It feels familiar in his relationship history.
So, okay, turning it over to you, our listener, we have to ask, where do you land on this?
Yeah, what's your take?
Are you Team Pete? Team Madelyn? Or maybe you're just here for the drama, enjoying the show? Let us know. It really makes you think about why we get